Welcome to the forum.
Welcome, everyone, to the Policy Center of Maternal Mental Health Forum 2025. We are thrilled to have you with us. I'm pleased to join. There's probably 100 plus planned to be here in person and nearly 600 people online over the next 2 days. So it's really well attended, even though it feels like in the room we are squished in and crowded and cozy, not squished, comfortable and cozy here. And for all of you online, you were here with us in person, but we are thrilled to have you here with us online. I am really pleased to be here to discuss and learn from all of you about this important topic. I'm Carla Eckhardt Taracena. I am the chair of the board of the Policy Center of Maternal Mental Health. I'm also the senior vice president of clinical operations at Vasana Health. Vasana is a national comprehensive women's health telemedicine clinic. I, like many of you, have had to carve out time to attend this event during this time that we all are aware is full of changing tides. It is vital that we carry on the momentum that we have garnered in the previous years to continue to improve and provide the highest quality of care to birthing people before, during, and after giving birth. These are busy times, maybe even feeling like uncertain times. And yet every day we welcome new babies into the world, so we cannot take a day off. The gathering that we have assembled here and online is a testament to the dedication of the providers, policymakers, philanthropists, payers, and patients, what we call the 4 Ps, 4 key sets of players that hold power to effectuate change. If this is the first time you're attending the forum, I want to mention a bit about the work at the Policy Center. It has offered us incredibly useful data to identify the most impactful levers through some crucial reports like the annual report card, which will be re-released in May, issue briefs, and original research, some of which will be presented here at the forum. The Policy Center is honored to serve as a catalyst in the field, and I would encourage you to visit the website and review the impact report to learn more about the organization beyond the work of hosting this forum. A note about the agenda over the next 2 days. It is chock full of incredible speakers and well-curated topics. I love the breadth of topics that span federal and state policy to maternity care and mental health payment, postpartum care, birth trauma, and candid discussions about racial disparities that deserve special focus. As a part of my introduction, I wanted to highlight a few sessions in particular, but I truly think every session has valuable content, and it would be hard to choose. So I plan to attend them all, and I hope you will too. In closing, I want to ask the board members of the Policy Center to stand up if you're in the room. We hope that all of you can get to know and connect with them over the next 2 days. And for those of you watching via Whova, you can find them in the app. Thank you for your service to the center and to your volunteer work that you do with the board. I want to thank the amazing team at the Policy Center. Thank you, amazing team. Policy Center staff. Besides Joy. Okay, they're all in busy, yes. So it's an incredibly dedicated team to this issue, and they are intelligently finding levers to pull to make change. And I want to finally thank the sponsors of the forum, who will be on the slide that you're going to be able to see, who have generously donated time, funds, and wisdom to the Policy Center in assembling this amazing agenda. I look forward to meeting many of you that are here and learning from all of you on the best way forward. Our collective work offers sunlight and solutions that can change lives. I'm honored to be a part of that auspicious progress, and I hope you are too. I'm pleased to turn it over to our founder and executive director and CEO, Joy Burkhard.
Well, good morning, everyone. And some of you, especially those watching online, are probably thinking, what changed? And how did I not know about the in-person event? And I just wanted to acknowledge that we're so glad you're with us online. We had a WISE board member, Ben Miller, who's in the room, that said joy with the Federal Maternal Mental Health Task Force releasing its federal strategic plan. We really should be in DC to help unveil this important work and move forward together. So we're here with our speakers and our sponsors and a few special guests. And again, with you all online, we're so glad you're able to join us. We were given the wise words from a double board certified pediatrician and child psychiatrist that said, when you start your events, Joy, you need to start with a story. So I am so pleased that we are going to get to hear a story today, a story tomorrow as well, that will really inform our conversations. I am enlightened by the two new stories that we are going to hear today, including Emily, who's going to join us in just a moment. We'll get to unpack your stories together on the session. So Emily, I am so thrilled to welcome you to the stage to share your story. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. My name is Emily, and I am the mom of a beautiful, almost 2-year-old boy. I love being his mom, and he brings me more joy than anything in the world. My husband and I were excited about the pregnancy, but it was a lot harder on me than I expected. I had round-the-clock nausea well past the first trimester when everyone says it will get better. I was in labor for over 30 hours, ending in hemorrhage. I passed out from exhaustion shortly after my son was born, so they had to give him donor milk while the medical team worked to stop my bleeding. But the biggest challenge came after we brought our baby home. I felt overwhelmed and anxious about everything. Breastfeeding was not going well, but I was determined to make it work because I kept hearing that it was the best way to feed my baby. I never wanted to be the one to clean the pump or bottle parts or to be the last one to touch him before he slept, terrified that I would make a mistake and harm my baby. My anxiety eventually took on a life of its own, untethered to any specific concerns. It was with me all day, and eventually it was with me all night too. I would go to sleep only to wake up an hour later, filled with unshakable anxiety, despite not having slept through the night in several weeks. My appetite had been slowly disappearing since we arrived home. My family would beg me to eat something, and I'd try, but I couldn't keep food down. Around the same time, I began experiencing intrusive thoughts about death and dying. I remember telling my husband, "My brain is showing me pictures of you as a single dad." I didn't want to be alone because I was terrified of these thoughts and of myself. After one of our pediatrician appointments, I broke down in the car. The doctor had told us to prepare for a growth spurt. I remember telling my husband, "He's growing so fast and I'm missing all of it." And he asked me, "What do you mean? You're right here." But I wasn't. I wasn't myself, and I had lost my ability to feel joy. We tried desperately to get help. My husband called my health system's mental health department for me and was told that the soonest appointment would be in a few months. He asked if there were any exceptions to this for OB patients and was told no. I also had several visits with my OB clinic. At one, I took the EPDS and screened positive for thoughts of self-harm. The doctor gave me an urgent mental health referral, handed me a generic and overwhelming list of resources, and sent me on my way. The following day, I got a call from the mental health department offering me a 1-hour therapy appointment in 6 days. But at the time, I felt like my body was shutting down and my mind was attacking me. I didn't have 6 days left in me. And experiences like this led me to believe that I was alone in this struggle. Because if this was common, there would be a better process, one that recognized the urgency of the situation and the danger that I was in. Or so I thought. At 15 days postpartum, I reached my breaking point. As usual, I woke up soon after falling asleep, I got out of bed, hugged my dog, and went to the nursery. I sat in the rocking chair, scrolling my phone, desperately searching for evidence that anyone had ever recovered from something like this. Plenty of articles came up with similarities to my story, but many, if not most of them, ended in tragedy. I remember the overwhelming panic, guilt, and dread as I concluded that that was how my story was going to end too. And I began the devastating process of thinking about my options. Most of all, I felt grief. Grief for the life I once had, for all that I was going to miss, and for the pain I knew I was going to cause my family. Later that night, my husband Alex found me on the floor in the nursery. He asked me if I was thinking of suicide, and I nodded. He asked me if I had a plan, and I said, not yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm so scared because I don't want it to hurt because it already hurts so much. He asked if I would go to the emergency room, and I said no. Each time I had reached out asking for help, people assured me that help was available, but that help never materialized, and I couldn't bear the thought of that happening again. My husband helped me survive the night, and the next day my aunt, a nurse, called. She told me that she knew I was hurting, and she knew I was scared. She told me that this is something that can happen to new moms, and that we would find somebody who could help me, even if we hadn't been able to find that person yet. And she told me that what I needed to do for myself and my family was to go to the ER. So I did. I was admitted for 3 nights to a general inpatient psychiatry ward, separated from my family each night. Sorry. That experience, once again, gave me the impression that I was the first to ever walk this road. The staff seemed embarrassed to walk in on me pumping. Some gave me a puzzled look if I handed them breast milk to refrigerate, and they continued handing me only hydroxyzine for my anxiety, which felt like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. Thank you so much. And at no point did anyone say, this is common in new moms and you will get better. When I was in the hospital, my mom did a lot of research and eventually found the Red Leaf Center at Hennepin Healthcare, which has a mother-baby partial hospitalization program just 15 minutes from my home in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I spent 4 weeks attending this program with my son Julian in tow, slowly learning how to trust myself and my ability to care for him. I had the chance to see people specifically trained in perinatal mental health. They prescribed me new medication and checked in on me in the days afterwards to closely monitor how I was responding. In this program, I met several other moms who were going through similar things, some of whom are friends to this day. Throughout my time at Red Leaf, I felt seen as a whole person in the context of my brand new role as a mom. This program, without a doubt, was my lifeline. It didn't completely cure me, but it reduced the severity of my symptoms and gave me the tools I needed to survive. It took me nearly a year and many other incredible resources to feel like the battle was truly over. But the Red Leaf program set me on a path to recovery, and for that, I am extremely grateful. Thank you for the chance to share my story. I'm grateful to the Policy Center for what they're doing to advance maternal mental health, including convening dedicated leaders like you. It's an honor to be joining you in the fight to improve how we support new moms in this country. I'm so thankful to be here today, both on this planet and in this room, to be with you in that fight. Thank you.